for it is indeed morning. We have not had coffee yet. We'll get there. Bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
That cleaver of yours has seen its use, Mariana. Perhaps I will fire up my forge and make you a new one.
No one, old one. What matters most is the hand that wields it.
What is this? Recognize it. I made it. Crafted for an old ally, a bounty hunter named Subo. Barely a scratch on it. I don't think Subo knows about my recent injury. Would you consider assisting him in my place? The fens must mean Hawazar. Start there.
I can't
Take
remember
the
if
helm,
these are the
so he knows I sent you.
mercenaries you get. If I remember correctly, this is how you recruit them.
My shield is yours.
Right, so you can have him straight from the get-go.
Till your next visit. Honored to help, friend.
I don't know what reinforcements are either. Yeah, this goes and gets me these additional mercs. So let's do that first. Because I'm probably going to want a different merc. Probably. Good morning, John Coons. Yeah, I feel the need for more coffee for sure. What's up, Gustav? Do I like D2? I love Diablo 2. Love Diablo 1. Love Diablo 3. Love Diablo 4. I also love Destiny 2. What D2 are you specifically responding about? How's the Paladin? Paladin is good. What's up, Seb Spirit? I made the mistake last night. I'm super tired this morning because last night it was 7 o'clock. I'm usually in bed by 7:30, maybe 8. And Chris and I were in the kitchen, joking. We were joking about fish in the river with our grandniece. And our grandniece, she's 3.5 years old. We were talking about piranhas and all this other stuff. And then I was like, well, we should go to the river. And not meaning that moment, meaning because I go to the river. The river is not far from where I live. It's about 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes walking distance. I'm at the river. That's where I go for my runs. I go for my daily walks down there. And so I jokingly make this comment about, we should go to the river. Where'd that little fucker go? I lost him. And my grandniece takes it literally. And she literally runs to the living room and starts grabbing, like, she gets her little bathing trunks out. And I'm like looking at Chris going, oh no. And then I'm like, well, honey, you know, it's nighttime. We can't go to the river. And she starts immediately sad face and is like on the verge of crying. And so Chris and I last night at 7:15 at night took our grandniece down to the river. And there's a big park down there. There's a big riverfront walkway and park and everything else. And there were a bunch of other kids playing. There was a little parade that they had in the main avenue. Some event was going on. So she got to have a fun little adventure, and we were exhausted. By the time we got home, it was almost 9 o'clock.
I found a promising ore deposit.
And so this morning, I am waking up just feeling tired. Chris and I were literally like, nope. Next time we need to say it in English so you guys can understand. It was adorable, but she got totally like, you said we were going to the river, and I was like, I didn't mean like right now, honey.
another job.
So I'm a little worn out this morning. I definitely feel like I did not get enough sleep last night. Oh shit! What killed me? Some sort of like AoE thing. Yeah, I have not had enough coffee yet. Yeah, there's Destiny 2, Diablo 2, Division 2, Darksiders 2, Dirt 2, Dota 2. The list goes on. Exactly. Buenos días, midnight. Necesito agua más fuerte que un abrazo. Una inyección de café, por favor. Search for the covert passage.
That must be the tunnel's entrance.
Jay Denton says, picked up Starfield last night. You sold me on the shipbuilder. I'll be jumping in later today. Nice. The shipbuilding, it is really easy to lose. I mean, you could lose hundreds of hours in the shipbuilding part of that game alone. There's also the outpost building. But the shipbuilding, I didn't even show you the interior decorations last night. So, like, there's a bunch of guides on my YouTube channel from probably last year, the year before. So there's the shipbuilding, and then there's the interior decoration part. So when you're doing the shipbuilding in Starfield, all of the modules, like the habitation modules, have variants. Man, I should really do an updated shipbuilding guide. You've inspired me. I'm gonna put that down on my list. So I'll do an updated one. The habitation modules, like, which is where you walk around the ship, right? They all have variants. So there might be 3 variants, there might be 4 variants, there might be 7 variants, right? There's always variants of those, and there's different styles. So like there's different modules. And the cool thing is that some of the modules come hopefully I muted that sneeze in time. Some of the modules come with like pre-designed and predefined crafting stations and things, so that it already has like the crafting stations. But other ones are completely empty, which allows you to go in and place those crafting stations wherever you want, put furniture wherever you want, put wall hangings and decorations. And because you can pick up everything in the world, all of those coffee mugs and board games and decks of cards and baseballs and relics that you find, and you can place those as decorations all throughout your ship, the possibilities are limitless when it comes to the shipbuilding and interior decorations in Starfield. And that's just something where over time they just keep getting bigger and better and more in depth. It is totally a whole game of itself, especially because you can buy ships, you can build ships, so you can buy and mod ships, you can build ships from scratch, or you can steal ships that you find on planets, or you could like board the ships during space battles. You could disable the shields and engines, board the ships in space, take out the crew, and steal that ship and take it back. So there's many ways that you can get ships to play around with. So you'll be flying around, you're going to see something, you'll be like, oh my god, that looks like a really cool ship. I want to add that to my fleet. And so what do? You attack it and take it. That's pretty cool. PvE options for Star Citizen. Nice. Nice. Yeah, if Arc Raiders gets a purely PvE extraction mode, I've got it. I own that game on the PS5. If they add a PvE extraction mode to Arc Raiders, I will happily go back and play that game because I never got to finish like the story. Happy to do so. I just want to fight robots.
No! Stay back!
What is this?
I had fun with some aspects of Arc Raiders. I really enjoyed the time that I played with Allie and Deeks. Like, I liked the multiplayer part of that game. It was fun to go, run around and survive robots. It was not fun dealing with rats and fake friendlies. Like, that part of the game was what ultimately was like, yeah, I'm gonna pass. I've been intrigued by Helldivers 2, other than the fact that everyone tells me Helldivers 2 doesn't really have a story. Other than just like, I'm doing my part. And I really kind of need to do this. But I'm quite content with the games I have right now, not like going out of my way.
This
Find
must
new
be
games
it.
to play. Man, I've got the sniffles this season. I apologize in advance. Algo bien picante para acompañar el café y despertar. No, gracias. A mí me encantan las cosas picantes, pero no con mi café. No, no me gusta chile en mi café. I would expect it to cost... John Coons, I would expect it to cost what it cost on the Xbox, which was like $100 for the for the combo. Robert says, was watching your Pluribus series. Didn't you finish it? I did finish it. Did I forget to record the last reviews? Shit, hang on. I totally finished watching the series. Now you have me questioning whether I finished the reviews. Hold on. Did I forget to record the last reviews? I'm thinking I did now that you mention it. I forgot what happened. When was that airing? In December? Oh, it was the holidays. That's why. Did I forget the last episode? I totally forgot to review the final 2 episodes of Pluribus. You're not wrong. I left. My last one was December 14th. Was episode 7, and I forgot to review episodes 8 and 9. Oops. That was a good show. I mean, it was really slow towards the end. They're gonna have to figure out how to. The one thing about it too is he said it's gonna be like 2 to 3 years before the next season, which means like, oh, that's a long time between. The problem when you do that, when it takes so long, is people lose interest.
Don't touch that! You can't have any. No! I warned you.
My son, don't blame yourself. I know you can't
It happens.
control your
I
powers.
am only.
Never doubt that I love you,
Occasionally
and will always love you.
forget things.
My only regret is I taught you shame and fear. I should
Well,
have
what's
never
been
hidden
really
you away
interesting
from
to
the
me,
world. I
Ali,
should
is
see
listening
what
to
a
the
beautiful,
CEO
brave soul you are.
for Arc Raiders talk about how
Please,
our game is not a
Don't repeat my
PvP
mistakes.
game. It's
All
supposed
my
to be
love.
about players versus the robots, and a little bit of. And we have that player versus player aspect in the game to sort of enhance the overall threat. But he like came out recently and was like hard, like really going hard
What have you
against
done with the
the
boy?
PvP. Like this is not our game is not supposed to be a PvP game.
I tore him apart.
In the way that it has become.
Where did you get that?
You're a child.
Yeah, Dribbum, I
Is
also.
this yours?
It's not even really. It's the problem is that you'll lose the audience
gift
when
from
it takes
Father.
longer than 12 months between seasons
Please.
because
Where is he?
there are so many shows to watch. I can't keep up, and I don't watch that many shows, but I do watch a few.
I can't leave a child alone. Please,
But I can't keep
come
up.
with me.
And if you wait too
You saw
long,
what
you
happened?
lose the interest of the
get scared.
audience.
The monsters appear.
I know a place where you wouldn't need to be scared. There are good people, but you must give them the chance to show you.
So if I had to
Thank
guess,
you.
as the PvP population goes
You'll be there
away
too?
from Arc Raiders, it will add a PvE
Of
mode
course I
like
will.
Tarkov. Same thing with Marathon. I would be willing to bet. Because the reality is, most people
Where should I go?
There's a man named Rahir.
don't want to play
A good
forced
man.
PvP.
He
Optional
leads a group of
PvP.
mercenaries called
Sure, but it's a
the
very
Pale
small
Hand.
audience in comparison.
Find him. He'll have a place for you.
All right. I'll meet you there.
I gotta open my door and see what Lucas wants. Come here. Come on inside, you big baby. Big baby. You want to show everybody what a big baby you are? Come here. No, you came in here. You have to pay the dad tax now. Oh, you gotta pay the dad tax. But you don't need to eat the microphone. Yeah. What's the matter? Is she in your bed? Do you see her and she's in your bed? What's the matter? What you asking for? What you crying about? You are not going outside right now to hunt lizards. Maybe later. Oh, grumpy butt. Go on. Where are you going? If he keeps crying at the door, I'll have to go see what he needs. I don't think he needs to go out because he was out all morning.
Radcliffe, welcome back. Perhaps I'll fire up my forge and make you a new one.
No one, old one. What matters most is the hand that wields it.
Is Diablo 4 free? If you have Game
My name's
Pass,
Odkin, and I
it's
can watch
included
after
in your
myself.
sub.
Of course you can. But you don't have to do that alone anymore.
Otherwise,
Every
you gotta
member
be
of
a
the Pale
real
Hand
boy
watches out
and
for
get a
each other
job
and contributes
and
to the
pay
guild.
for it with money.
Can you do that?
You know, that thing that
Yes,
you
sir.
earn by being a productive member of society?
Now find a space for yourself. I'll make sure Olkin finds his way here.
But it is part of Game Pass.
I'm here if you need anything.
What is this guy?
Really? I'm ready.
Let's bring him along for a little bit and see what this is like. And let's go find this other merc. Diablo games have never been free. Never, ever, ever. They have always been a buy-to-play product. He is back meowing at my door again, so I'm probably gonna duck out here in a second. He might want more food. He might need to go outside. I'll need to go check. I need more coffee anyway, so let's get to where we're going. Make sure we're in a safe spot. Duck out and see what he's crying about. John Kuhn says, I even had to buy Diablo 2 twice. Alright, let's see. Here, let's duck in here, because these are kind of safe spots. We should be safe right here. We'll be right back. Cats. He just wanted to go outside and like hunt lizards. I think is what it comes down to. But he doesn't get to go out at this time of day. Like nobody. Like it's too early. It's still dark outside. All right. Robert Kitchener says, I just watched the video of the person claiming games have not approved since 2010. They certainly have. Wondering does it make it difficult to go back to some games? Absolutely. I've talked about that multiple times. That I don't go back to certain games now because they're too old. Like some games are too old for me. I just can't go back and play them anymore. Knights of the Old Republic, Fallout New Vegas. Those are games that for me, I think have just gotten too old, and so I don't enjoy them. Pools of Radiance, you know? Plenty of examples of games that are now too old to get enjoyment out of. Now that's going to be highly subjective. As everybody has a different perspective on what is too old.
How can I help?
Oh, I just realized he's riding a panther. That's cool as hell, man. Oh, come on now, I got stuff. That right there is why I prefer Diablo 4 over Path of Exile 2. At some point I need to check out the new chapter update for Titan Quest 2, but I've been so busy I haven't worried about it. All of those questions can be answered over on my How to Make a Living as a Content Creator and Streamer case later. So make sure you dive into those. There's like 25, 26 episodes of that show. Course, series. But that literally was like episode 1 or episode 2. We answered that question. Make sure you check it out. Man, this is not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. Is this guy like an archer? Oh, is he one of the...
considerably better when you don't hinder it.
Yeah, he's like an archer.
If Ray here did not come through himself,
Then he has good reason. You're the helm. That is good enough for me. Yes, I know of you.
Helldivers 2 is great
And
for a
since
quick
that
jump in and
bandit
jump
you
out
got
session.
past
I've
you
been
will be back
debating
with
picking
many
it
of
up.
his angry
I
friends.
really have.
I
But
hope some of what they say
I already
is
have one
actually
shooter
true.
that I'm playing, which is
I need
Destiny
you to
2
buy me the
on
time to do
Sundays,
what's
and I'm
necessary.
loath to add a second shooter
I
to the
captured one of the
mix.
bandits and
Because I
stashed
don't
him
want to,
below.
you know,
This way.
it's kind of like, I won't wind away. Yeah, it's too many shooters. I don't want to play too many shooters at once. It's kind of like I don't want to play 2 racing games at the same time. Good morning, Lou.
Here's information we need. I can convince him to give it up. They will be coming to free him soon. Or to slit his throat to keep him from talking. Keep them occupied while I have a chat with him.
I personally think that what Dune Awakening has with the Deep Desert is a great way to do PvE with PvP in it. Because you have an area that is clearly marked. So you have the entire Haga base, which you go west, and have it be PvE only
is to keep them
with
unspoiled. I don't know what they do with them.
the ship ruins. You know, the ships, the crashed ships. Those are PvE marked areas on a PvE map that are optional to go into, so you know before you do it that you're going into
I don't know what it is.
a PvP area. Or you go into the deep desert and the top half of the map is PvP and the bottom half of the map is PvE. So you don't need 2 different modes of game. It's one game. You have a PvE map with PvP areas, and you have a big ass map that's separated into PvP versus PvE, and you get to choose where you want to go. So if you want high risk, high reward, you go into the PvP shipwrecks, or you go into the PvP section of the deep desert. You want low risk, low reward, you do the PvE content. It's a great way to combine the two. So it's already been proven that you can have a game that combines PvE and PvP. I mean, Dune Awakening is a perfect example of that. You don't have to have 2 different game modes. You can do it with both. And it's just you giving people an option. I will occasionally dip into the shipwrecks when I feel that there is a risk, when there's a reward that's worth the risk, and I will occasionally dip into the PvP section of the desert and risk. Yes. That's not the point, though. That's not the point, Dribrum. Like, I don't think anyone misunderstands that. Like, I know in advance that if I go into the shipwrecks, I'm facing the potential risk of PvP. And I know that if I go into the top half of the deep desert, I'm risking potential forced PvP. Which means it's on me. It's my decision whether or not I participate. But I don't have to participate without consent. That's the big, I think that's maybe that's something that's being lost in translation in the chat right now. The big thing for myself, and I think Allie, is that we don't mind the risk when it's an optional, consensual, I'm choosing to take the risk. The difference between consensual and non-consensual is where my personal, and I think that's where Allie's coming from as well, from my understanding of the discussion. I could be wrong, but the difference is between consensual and non-consensual. You can still have the threat, high risk, high reward in the deep desert and the PvP shipwrecks, But if I don't want that, I don't have to participate, and I can stay in the PvE areas. But I accept and I consent willingly before I go into the deep desert or the shipwrecks, because I know that those are areas that have PvP. So there's nothing wrong with forced PvP in areas that are clearly designated for that, as long as it's consensual. And that's the cutoff point for me, is like, if it's non-consensual, meaning I'm forced to do it 100% of the time, that's when I sort of lose interest. And that's like the Arc Raiders marathon, that kind of stuff. I don't like it when it's non-consensual. I have no problems participating when it's consensual. No, I'm not going to adjust the volume for you, James. Sorry. This is the same volume settings that I've used for 5 years. So, suck it up, Buttercup. Could be that my mic's not close enough to mic, or I'm talking quietly, or sometimes the combat can get a little bit loud in certain games. But I don't adjust the volume for one person. Sorry. Green Gamer says Scum actually added that to their game too. Speaking of, servers now have tiles marked green and are PvE only, and you can roam around those before going into PvE only. Right, isn't it Albion? There's an online game called Albion something. Fuck, I gotta go look it up now. Song of Albion? Albion Online? Albion Online has it where the zones are clearly marked as PvE versus PvP. So when you're playing when you're going through the map, you have the choice. I want low risk, low reward. I go play the PvE zones. I want high risk, high reward. I go into the PvP zones. So it's one of those things where high risk, high reward, and you make you choose the option of where you want to go. So that's another great example of a game that combines the two. So it's consensual PvP. I have no problem doing consensual PvP because it's just a mindset. It's like, okay, today I don't mind it. Today I want to go over here because there's the thing I want. I want to take the risk and I want to go do it. But then there's other times when it's like, nah, I just want to go like fight robots and I don't want to fight other players. Alright, we are still doing passives.
See? He felt like talking after all. Hopefully there is still time. Meet me at the windswept altar. Don't keep me waiting.
Because I do think, like with Dune Awakening, I think it's exceptionally well done, because the best schematics come from the deep desert testing stations. But I have to make a conscious decision that I'm willing to risk my shit by going there. Otherwise, I have to just accept that I'm never going to have the best schematics, because I'm never going into the deep desert because I'm a PvE Care Bear. And so I just have to willingly accept that unless I'm willing to go risk it all, I'm never going to have the best cutter, the best breastplate, the best, you know what I mean? Like, but it's there. Like, if I ever decide that I want to go do it, it's there, and I just, I could go have that heart-thrilling, heart-pounding, thrilling, sweaty palms. Go, 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 another player. Oh, no, 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 no. Like, I think that that's great to have it as an option. So I think it's been proven by multiple games that it can be done. You can mix the two. And I think with, like someone said earlier, Tarkov adding a PvE extraction mode, I think Arc Raiders could easily add a PvE extraction mode. And I would immediately re-download the game and put it back on the PS5 and go play it once a week or so.
You'll know what to do when the time comes. And don't kill anyone.
The
In
bandit
service
ringleader.
of the living swamp, we offer up this innocent blood so that the swamp might serve us in our time of... Well, it seems we have a visitor.
You're bandits? You're cultists.
And you're already dead. Whoever you are, you're outnumbered.
I didn't have any desire to play Highguard. I don't really get into those PvP extraction games.
Blood will be spilled.
Please get me out of this place.
When were you going to tell me this was a rescue mission?
I assumed you were paying attention. And everything worked out fine, didn't it? Let's get this one home and collect our bounty.
No, we're not going home yet.
Everything worked out fine.
I'll go check on the prison.
Can I just fucking leave here? Like, I don't feel the need to go all the way back up. Yeah, that's... From what I understand, yeah, Crimson Desert doesn't look like it's going to have much of a story. Which is fine. Not every game needs to have a story, but it's good to understand what it is before you play it. Like, I pre-ordered... I definitely want to play it. It has a lot of things that I think look intriguing and interesting. It looks beautiful. I just know going into it that I'm going to feel... Like, there are a lot of people who look at Crimson Desert and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Game of the Year," and I'm looking at it going, I don't think it's Game of the Year. I think it's going to be a highly entertaining game. I know I'm going to have fun playing it, but I also know me as a person, and when a game lacks a strong story pulling it forward, I will tend to be like, "Oh, this is not a 10 out of 10 game for me. This is more of a 7 out of 10 game for me," if that makes sense. Like, I know my likes, I know my dislikes. So, I'm not saying it's not going to be fun. I'm definitely going to have a good time playing it. But I also know that my love of story is possibly / probably going to feel that the story of Crimson Desert is not enough for me to, make it, give it like a glowing, "Oh my God, this is the best game I've ever played" type of review. It's probably going to be, "Hey, this game does these 7 things really well, but it doesn't do story very well, and it doesn't do this very well, and blah, blah, blah." Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Games do not have to be 10 out of 10 to be entertaining. Like, not everything has to be perfect or it's trash. That's the problem with a lot of
Worked out well enough.
gamers these days.
Maybe Ray here and these mercenaries can be useful from time to time. I'll meet you back at their lair. And by the way, keep the helmet. I never needed it in the first place.
Oh, you can straight up travel to the den from here? I didn't see that.
Don't think Subo likes me.
I don't think Subo likes anyone. But don't fret. He's wary of anything new.
No, we obviously can't know until we actually play it. But I can make assumptions based on what I've seen so far.
I will handle it.
Concussive trap. Let's try him out for a little while. Alright, I got a whole bunch of new goodies. Okay. That would be exactly what I would assume, Allie. It'll be like Black Desert. So Black Desert has an underlying story, and I haven't played a ton of Black Desert. I've played a little bit of it, so I at least know. Also the Zelda games, like Dermot was mentioning, because that's been coming up a lot. It's an underlying story that's basically you need to revenge your friends, and then there's a threat to the world, that's a common thing for Pearl Abyss. It's a thin backdrop that serves as something to place everything else on top of. But it's not going to be like Witcher 3 or Red Dead Redemption 2 or the God of War games where it's like, this is the, epic cutscenes with, these high stakes, everything revolving around the narrative. It's not that. We have a very weak story with a lot of game mechanics around it. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Zelda games are perfect examples of that being successful. Black Desert is also extremely successful. I'll be back in a few, everybody. My grandniece is up, so I'm going to say good morning, go get some more coffee, take a quick break. back in a few.